This is dinner.
And a movie.
Yeah.
Right now we're having banana bread
It's
and Americano.
Oh, it was good. My first plate.
Very nice. So,
Really nice day, too.
Very nice. It's not too hot. Got the umbrella. It's very nice. So we saw Mad Fate.
Mad Fate, yeah.
Really exciting for me because I really like Asian horror. It's unique. There's some humor in there. It's usually super graphic, supernatural stuff most of the time, which all those things work for me. Neal doesn't watch as much Asian horror.
No, I've seen very little.
So, do we want to? Oh,
and oddly enough, I usually like the ones I have seen. I like the Korean ones.
So hang on a second. I'm gonna go in here and find the Once Upon a Time. It's reading the IMDb things.
I think it's good too. Yeah, we're here at Cafe Nero, which oddly enough, we went to a lot when we were in London. When I was in London with Michael and Sophia, and Sophia, they were like, "Oh, it's really cool. Let's go here." And I was like, I can actually go here all the time. But I don't think they realize. I don't think so. And I did notice in the coffee shops out there, nowhere can you order a black coffee.
Oh, you mentioned something about this.
Instead of black coffee, it's an Americano, which is very weird.
It's like a one.
I remember AMC actually had a pretty in-depth. Yeah, that's on the AMC app. Because on the AMC app, it said it was a drama, and so I almost didn't even click on it. It was funny because both of us were messaging each other at the same time. We said, "Hey, this is good."
Yeah. Oh, here's one. One traffic. I don't know if this is thorough is the one Neal's talking about, but brutal killer two-tongue becomes overwhelmed by his insatiable need for murder while a fortune master puts his sanity on the line to change the course of fate. Just came out.
Yeah, I haven't really heard anything about it. I saw one person said when we were going to go see it, like it was a big letdown, but I quite enjoyed it. So
yes.
I thought it was great, honestly. I thought the performances were awesome. It was really like so there was like some weird comedy in it, but I thought it was like also it was like sad, a lot of it. And it was interesting because as the description says about fate, and it seems like that must be a big part of their culture because everyone there really, even like the police, were like, you can't escape fate, which I thought was really interesting because if it was an American movie and someone brought this up, to the cops, they would immediately go to like, oh, this is superstition or whatever. So I thought that was really interesting to see, different cultures' thoughts on fate.
Yes, and yeah, I think that's you're totally right. There's like this underlying part of the culture. It's very spiritual, and at the same time, throughout the whole thing, you're kind of like, because this fortune teller guy.
Just click on comments that way we can see him.
This fortune teller guy is so obsessed. He's like, seems like a really nice guy. He's trying to do the right thing, trying to help people, reading them their fortunes, letting them know the shit's gonna hit the fan. But there's always the question of whether or not is what this guy is saying actually happening, or is fate is happening because of his influence on the people there, because he's going to people and saying, do this, do this, do this. So is he, whether it's a supernatural way or not, just he's influencing other people's behaviors by his behavior and by getting them into beliefs of faith. Like this kid didn't really give a shit about it. And things happen.
And I think sometimes movies like that will start like questions, so you don't know if it's real or supernatural stuff. But by the end, they like give you an answer, definitive answer, one way or the other. But I don't think this one did, and I like that about it. And there's also still the idea of madness they're not mutually exclusive. He could be right and still, as you know, may or may not drive himself mad, which is realistic because if you do have like you can see you can read what's going to happen, or at least like that would not. I mean, that's going to weigh on you, and it would drive.
Absolutely. If you think that you have the fate of whether people live or die or commit murder. I mean, he was being very noble.
Right.
He was being a hero
Yeah.
because he was sacrificing himself and his own well-being.
And some of the stuff was like so involved, you do think, oh, well, this is like some kind of crazy guy, and then maybe there's truth to it. But either way, it was really really well made movie.
Great
and it kept me interested right at the beginning. The beginning is almost more comedic than a lot of the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
And but that was interesting because it kind of said again, it was questioned right away, and then it also showed someone's like, hey, this has gone too far, this is kind of just stupid what we're doing. But then you also saw the importance of it because like if someone's on the brink of death, just like setting up like he wants a girl to pretend that she's dead to fool God, and doing that like she's almost like suffocating and stuff. So it's not just fun and games like some stupid little ritual that doesn't, even if it did work, what harm does it do? But like this is pretty
And I also like you mentioned the humor in the setup. It's like a perfect setup for the whole movie because it is got some humor in it. It's got the doubting, and it's also really morbid and dark. Like once the things start to set up, and she's in trouble, and she's like, just to throw it out there, it's not too far into the movie. The woman dies, and you're like, wow, in a very short amount of time. Yeah, in a very short amount of time. You're seeing so much going on, and they set you up to think it's going to go in a direction, and then it's like, well, that's not going in that direction at all, and then there's like surprise, like, oh my god, that's so fucked up, and weird characters that you think are not going to mean anything end up becoming like big.
All the characters are really flawed, but all interesting.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a serial killer, and again, that's established pretty early on. And then like someone who's into serial killers.
I don't even know if he's into serial killers. But he's like since he was a child. That was so great too. Them saying, I actually wrote it down.
Well, I like that character too because it's a lot about the idea of mental health and like the supernatural, and is it a way to just, if you can't understand someone's mental health, like, oh, this is a supernatural thing, or maybe they are connected. So I like that.
And that's been, since
someone fighting their demons.
And that's been like human history where if there's been any kind of spirituality at all. It's like, is someone crazy? Are they possessed? Or what is it? And so the guy, the main fortune teller guy, says about one of the tragic killers, if he was born this way, is it his fault or fate's? And I think that's a big question, even if there's no kind of spirituality or fate at all, because the idea of like people who have antisocial personality disorder, aka sociopath, psychopath, there are some people that they're just, wow. Some people have a lot of trauma, but some people will go in one way, and some people go another. And what makes someone a killer? What makes someone not even just like a sick, dark killer who's like into blood and guts and treating people?
Yeah, and he's pretty dark, pretty creepy character at times. He's like, smelling, inhaling like the scent of the blood.
Yeah. And at first,
and it's hard to make a character like that, like I think likable or sympathetic at all.
But they do it.
Yeah.
And so you're kind of like wondering which way are things going to go. It's just, I thought it was awesome. I just think it's just, like you said, you just pay attention the whole time. You're constantly kind of like wondering what's going to happen next? You know, where's it going?
Usually, if it's a fortune teller character, it's like a really old person. You know, and I thought it was interesting that it's, you know, not, it's like maybe a middle-aged guy. You don't really see that normally in the movie, and he's fighting with his own, because he thinks, you know, eventually he's going to go mad, so he's fighting with that. I like all of that, and some of the stuff like really is like, you know, just this why, like you could see how, if someone would walk in on what all of his things he's doing, like they would think, oh, this is just total insanity. And,
but as it kept him alive and sane all this time,
right?
Because his family has, or they were, his parents were like mentally ill, like very much so, and he was raised in this environment. So that's another like nature versus nurture thing. But he's very paranoid that he is going to become mentally unwell, to the point of obsession where when his world starts to get shaken, he starts getting very concerned about, are all of my stuff, are all of my things in place? Are all of my, like, I have a mirror here, I have this thing here, I have this that, I have this lucky charm, I have all these like extreme. And as that all unfolds, and you just see, like, what is this, keep this guy alive this long and see, or is this his insanity? He would be fine if he didn't do this. He could just not do this and just be and die. I just thought it was fantastic. Kept me questioning, kept me interested. Just wanted to know what was going to happen with each of the characters.
Yeah, it was really enjoyable all the way through. You know, because there are some, like, you know, like not typical, but like a horror killer stuff. But a lot of it, that what was interesting was just the characters and, you know, seeing where they would go and what would happen to all of them. Really well, I really liked it a lot.
I don't know what else there is to say about it.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's got a wide release. We are lucky that this AMC show. Oh, well, cool, because it's probably not a one that, you know. Yeah. So if you get a chance, if it's playing somewhere near you, I'd recommend it highly. Yeah, and if it's not playing, you know, if it's streaming somewhere eventually, it's totally worth checking out.
Absolutely.
I think it's worth, you know, finding too. Not just like if it's easy to check out, but if I would go out of your way and see it.
That's a pretty. I think this is one of the highest rated.
I really like it a lot.
It's like seek it out, because it's not something you would always get. Like, we're gonna see Voyage at the Demeter.
Right, and that's playing
everybody should be able to see that at any time. You never know, and this could be a short release too. Like, maybe it's everywhere this weekend, but it's out for like a couple weeks and then it's done. Yeah.
And we live in an age now, if it does well, sometimes that they can extend it. So.
Yes, so that would be great. But don't take the
chance. A woman had a hot stuff shirt, and that's actually a slot machine that I like. It was actually it was specifically for it. Yeah. I thought it was. I've never seen someone with a slot machine.
Was it a person?
Yeah. Maybe they just didn't even know and just thought it was cool. We actually played it when we were at Encore. Had the little devils.
Oh yeah,
you did really well on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you hit the red, this was just the red one, and then he plays a hot stuff. But anyway, I just thought it was cool.
I think maybe the game came. I think it's for the game. I think the game characters came from cultural things.
I mean, in there. Oh no, but it was specific. It was the ones like drawn for like. But no, this is great.
Yeah, super great, super great. So, what do you think? Do you get, because there were subtitles? It wasn't even dubbed.
Oh,
do you think you would venture?
I still get people mention this sometimes, because I mentioned one time about subtitles, and that was for a TV series that was made specifically for Netflix, and it was an American show. So I thought it was very odd to do the whole thing in subtitles, because a lot of people watch Netflix and do other things like myself. So that's a little one. But I have no problem with subtitles.
Existing. Yeah. Well, I know you've mentioned
especially
that
if you need them.
Yeah. I know you've mentioned if you're a multitasker, it is hard to have subtitles. Yeah. So there's been times where I do think,
especially a series on net that was made for Netflix, because that kind of stuff you usually binge watch, and you're usually doing something else. So usually, maybe you shouldn't do this, whatever. But if I'm watching something on Netflix, especially in series, I'm usually on my computer and have it up there, and then I'm doing some other stuff.
Stellar Steven absolutely is. It's my Tomeya shirt, which I thought was very was very relevant to both of our movies, because Tomeya is very much like a vampire. Preys on like lures, preys on men, like, is very
I didn't know what it was.
Oh, so great. Tomeya is a great story. She's super dark, and yeah, she's like actually a monster. So the one face is her. She's like this beautiful girl, but is actually really this monster, like this demon possessed thing. She's great.
Got like a third eye over here.
Well, it's her transition into this gross monster. Yeah, because she regrows, she regenerates. It's just fantastic. There's so much stuff in Asian folklore and supernatural stuff that's just so unique from European. It's just so different. I can't. So that actually leads me in to: do you think you might watch more Asian horror?
Yeah, no. There's a lot of actually foreign horror in general. I know. I've not even really seen a lot of Hammer films.
Well,
but I'm just saying, in general, I haven't seen a lot of the French horror stuff that people like the really extreme stuff from last year. But yeah, no, that'd be interesting.
I love it. Some of it's hard to find. But yeah, definitely. There's some great lists out there of top things. There's one, I can't remember what it's called. This is black and white, really old one, but it's very creepy. Lawrence Harvey, actually, we don't talk as much anymore, but we were like pretty good buds for a while. He was super into like everything Asian, horror, music. I don't think strictly Japanese, just all kinds of stuff. So that kind of opened the door. Plus, when I was in college and I saw Ju-on, I think it was Ju-on, and it was, I think I started with the second one. There was no English, no subtitles. It still scared the shit out of me. So all these things combined. So I would love to recommend some things for you to check out. There's a lot on Tubi. Yeah, great stuff.
Hey, must have connected us, so that's cool.
Yeah, but here we are.
Yeah.
So cool. Hey, Joe, what's up? Yeah, sorry to clip out for a moment.
Yeah, we should be back, hopefully.
Yes.
Very cool. All right, so I'm gonna, before we get kicked out again, actually, I'll keep that Wi-Fi on. It's pretty good. But I'm glad that this is reconnected. So in theory, it should be all there, and maybe I'll just edit out that. Anyway, I'm gonna go 5 because I thought it was great. There's nothing I disliked about it, and I'd like people to check it out. Maybe we're a little. I'm trying to get the 5.
Oh.
Boom. I could just edit these in later. 5.
And a huge 5 as well. I loved it. Part of my loving it is that you loved it. I kept seeing you move a little bit, and I'm like,
I was trying to stay awake because so honestly, I was totally awake, and it's not that the movie put me to sleep, but in a theater, I get very comfortable, and sometimes I feel like I want to take a nap.
Yeah, I was like, man, is he bored? Please, no, it's so good, and it's not that ghosty. Because I know sometimes Neal doesn't like the ghosty spirit stuff. Really but this was, it's pretty, from my experience, the ones that I like, sometimes it is like straight up ghostiness. Yeah. But sometimes there's like blended, or at least there's enough of like monsters. Sometimes I'll have a monster rather than, like, this is a monster. It's not, I mean, there's a demon involved, but the Exorcist has a demon. So that's a spirit thing. Yeah.
I almost wore the hat today when it was really raining out. Oh, by the way, Eileen Dietz messaged me this morning on the bus ride.
Yeah.
She's got a new film out and wants to come back on the show with the cast and crew. I was like, yeah, we'll work that out. So I don't know if we'll have time, before we go, but if not, we'll come back.
Yes. So
Maybe we'll do it out there. She lives out there.
yeah.
I don't know what time.
I don't even yeah. We're gonna talk about this whole LA people thing.
Yeah.
I feel like
I think she lives right. She lives in like an old abandoned church.
that's amazing. We visit her.
Yeah, it'd be sweet. Yeah.
We like say we'll bring you.
Maybe. Yeah. I remember last time when I was out there and I did the shoot for the calendar.
Yes, with Emily.
Emily, yes. And we went out to eat, and it was so funny. We went out to eat at this place. It's called the Birds, I think. And I kept looking around, and it wasn't called the Birds, but something like that. And I was like, man, they must really love Hitchcock here. And then actually, I didn't know the name of the place. That's what it was. And then like, man, they just love Hitchcock here. It was all Hitchcock place. And then I saw the name of the place with the Birds and everything. So they had Hitchcock and Birds everywhere.
Very cool. That's awesome.
And then so the thing was, then after I posted about it, Eileen was like, "Why didn't you invite us and invite me?" Because she apparently lives right around.
Well, you didn't know?
Yeah.
LA is like
Right.
a very expansive place. Like we're going to be in an area that is very far away from someone here. So, but yeah, we definitely need to take time to, get into LA. It is. It is, Joe. 100%. It is going to be a cool trip. The thing is that it's going to be filming like the whole time. So it's tough because it's filming the whole time every day.
Yeah.
And
6, so then we have.
What if but we don't have a car.
Right.
So to be TBD, we shall see. We shall see. Because I have a feeling a lot of people in LA, if they're closer to the inner city, they probably don't have a car. Why don't everybody has a car? I don't know. Boston, a lot of people don't have cars.
We'll figure out. Maybe.
But yeah,
in my experience, the Uber is pretty inexpensive out there. So
nice.
If we're not that far away, maybe we'll work it out. We'll figure it out.
Figure it out. There's just so many people. I thought about him this morning. Ryan Harrison is here.
Yeah, Ryan Harrison. Justin Bernard Ed. He just had surgery. Hope he's doing well. He had back surgery.
Wow.
He's a young guy. Yeah.
Wow.
I forget something with the disc in the back, but
I hope he's talking serious stuff. Michael Rappaport. So what do we call this guy? Michael Rappaport. Michael St. Michael's. I never know.
I guess Michael St. Michael.
All right, Michael St. Michael's Greasy Strangler. Have to visit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. People.
So we always do the top 13 movies of the year, the beginning of the year, and so the first couple times we did them, I'm like, I have to I would Google a big list of movies and go through, or I'd remember movies like, oh yeah, I like this one. I'm looking like, oh yeah, that was 3 years ago. So the last few years, I actually keep a notepad.
Nice.
And I keep every time I really like the movie, I put it in there. So eventually, I probably more, and then I go whittle it down. But this one will go in there. And what I saw last night is also going in there. And it was a big surprise. It's bathtub shark attack.
I think I'd be scared.
It was funny. So I interviewed Madeline Deering, who made it.
Yeah.
She had the same fear. She saw Jaws as a little kid, and she was afraid that Jaws was going to come up through the bathtub.
Yes. So she made it. She faced her fears.
The movie is amazing. I know we're here.
In what way?
Well,
funny, action.
Well, I assumed it would be like a silly shark movie with this crazy shark in the bathtub, and I knew it wasn't CG because I saw the problem.
Oh, thanks.
So it is that. But it goes into way beyond, into some really bizarre territory that I did not expect, and some really insane scenes I never expected. Lynn Lowry's in it, which is really cool. From Crazies. No,
it's not.
No,
totally not.
No.
More realistic than the cover. that whatever the promo picture.
No, it looks like it's almost made out of poop, but it's because
What? Made out of what?
poop, because someone had made it for a movie called Toilet Shark, and they never made that movie. And Madeline wanted to make her movie, and they had this prop, and she's like, so it all worked out.
Nice. All right, so I feel a little better.
Yeah.
All right, so maybe.
But it's got crazy gore in it, a lot of blood.
So
And there's some
feel
scenes
bad.
I don't want to explain to you because they're. Whoa. And there's, it goes into territory that I did not expect at all. So it's very insane.
If I can get a screener for this as possible. I missed out last night. It was like I had intentions, and my intention went away. I fell asleep. It's like, I'm up too late. I don't know.
Yeah, I showed a half-hour shark, classic and not so classic shark trailers beforehand. It was a fun thing.
I don't need any of that. Yeah, it was best I not. What's up? Yes, we did. We did you put that?
Yeah, it's up there. We have the Barbenheimer dinner and a movie up there.
Yeah.
It's up by itself and on Spotify and YouTube, so you can check that out. But spoiler, we thought it was great.
It was great. And Neal actually reversed, saw the movie and was inspired to do the book. Are you all the way through that now?
No, it's 27 hours long, but I'm I don't know, many hours in. But I actually had to renew it because I had to return it to my library. So I don't quite understand. Anyway, I'm glad if you're out there and you like audiobooks like me, get there's an app called Libby. It's a free app, and you got to join your local library, which is good to do. And then you can check out audiobooks. You can also check out the regular books too with the PDF for
it. That's awesome. Oh, I have to do that. Sandwich has it?
Yeah, and I also joined the Boston Public Library.
Oh, nice. Ow. You don't live there.
No.
I don't want to put you in timeout. Oh, Steve, no. In second, put him in timeout, did I? All right. I guess we can put people in timeout.
Which is good, but yeah.
I think I did to someone once, and then they just kept adding.
Don't get me in trouble or anything, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I didn't think it would work, but I joined the Boston Public Library. And it worked.
Did it say what's your address?
Yeah.
And what'd you use?
You sandwich. I thought maybe, but I guess you have to be like somewhat local. I guess I don't know if it's
like an hour radius local.
So just say my only library, and so I actually go back and forth between the two libraries because honestly, sometimes the sandwich because stuff that the Boston one doesn't, because I think so many people are in Boston. And so they probably rent the.
Well, that's really interesting. So if it's an audiobook or something.
That's what's odd is there is still a limited number of copies.
Interesting. It's very interesting.
You wouldn't think, but
so what's going on here? Hopefully we'll be able to see you guys after the next.
Yeah, Last Voyage of Demeter. Really excited. I've been wanting to see this. It's really cool because this Mad Fate was really just something we saw because we're going to see Last Voyage of Demeter, and this worked out great. And this has happened lots of times. I do recommend the AMC app because it is expensive to go see movies, and honestly, depending how you see the movie, you could pay for it one viewing, but two viewings in any format, really, you're going to pay for it. Thank you. So it's like $22 a month. Used to be 20, but 22 is still pretty good. And you can see up to 3 movies a week, and in any format. So you can see them in Dolby or 3D or whatever. The movies are at least like 12, I think. I think during the day they're like 16, but like early they're 12 or something. Matinee, and then like Dolby, and then like IMAX, 3D stuff. That stuff's like over $20. So. It's quite a deal. Yeah, I kind of try to get this month. I'm not because it didn't work out. But yeah, I normally come up every week and watch. Usually 3 if I can work out, at least 2.
Then you end up seeing
it's cool because then I see stuff. And I'm like, I don't really want to see it, but I've got this extra thing, and so sometimes I'll see something I don't want to see, and it really stinks. And every once in a while, I'll be. Or a lot of times I'll go in and like not really caring about whatever it is, and I end up really liking it. So nice experience.
Very nice.
So I've seen a lot of stuff that I probably just would have never ended up seeing. Maybe some stuff I would have waited till it came on streaming, or just stuff I would have never seen otherwise.
So, sales, AMC, and
Yeah, no, I love local. I love Brattle, Coolidge. We'll be going to Coolidge for Halloween.
Yes, Somerville Theater. We saw
Cannibal, the musical.
Yes, that was awesome. So, yeah, don't let AMC put all the dudes out of business. Neal, the spokesman.
I do though. That it's one. I have many pet peeves really, but one of them is when I see people all the time posting on Facebook how much they hate the theater.
How much who hates the theater?
Just people.
Oh, people hate the
I'm
theater.
like, go to the movie theater.
Crazy. Why not? I mean, I get that sometimes if you're in a really busy theater, people are annoying. They got their feet up on the seat. Yeah, that is annoying. But you can I mean, not everybody's got every day free, but like Sunday is not a bad day. They're usually much more quiet. Pick certain times of day to go. So if need be, or see it like a few weeks into when it started its run.
Yeah.
For me, it's just so much. We were talking about who were we talking about here? One of our recent interviews, maybe it was Fred Vogel, about the idea of being in the theater. I'm very distractible. I'm usually very multitasking.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah, so if I'm home and I'm watching something, unless I'm with someone, I'm usually preoccupied, distracted. In the theater, you're just there. It's literally in your whole field of vision, and sounds all around you. For me, it's the best.
Yeah, I don't think there's a better way to see any movie. A movie I've seen a bunch of times, a new movie. Another pet peeve, I know a lot of people. Okay, I get it. You grew up watching 80s horror movies. They're fun. And that's don't mean you have to never stop. I'm not telling you to stop watching. But if you're just like always just like, everything sucks, only watch 80s. Like, watch something new. There's lots of cool stuff out there.
It's kind of like music.
Yeah, it's like everything. I mean, I'm guilty of that.
Yes, you is. That was me just now. All right. So, what do you think about this suggestion?
We should recreate it.
We should.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe for Halloween we can both go just take a
We need to at least recreate.
Well, someone did it last
year. Oh, that's right. That's right.
So this year at
it's all them witches at Coolidge.
Totally. Who's this fellow?
That's Anastasio Theodosiadis.
Yeah, I saw a great post on his page.
Are we sure it was his page?
Yes. Eyes Wide Shut. No, I ain't going to no Eyes Wide Shut party. Yeah.
He's gonna start saying we're Illuminati.
No, it was not for Joe to the Eyes Wide Shut party. That was for earlier about Nicole Kidman dress up time.
I like Tazo. He's a little whoop, but I like Tazo.
And he posted this great thing. It was I can't remember what talk show it was. It was a news talk show. It was a young guy, young white guy, kind of youngish, and a young African American. And they're just talking about politics, and she's like going on about how screwed government is, and how certain people get in. Like, there's only certain people that get in position to get voted for, because people don't realize how important it is to vote in local elections.
That's why people always say like, oh, it's like we have these two old idiots like run. Well, if you would have voted, differently in the primaries, and
And part of that too is the funding, which she brought up. You have to have so much money. You're not going to be able to get around town to town or have promotional things, and you can't just fundraise for that. People have to know you enough to support you. So you're kind of like you're basically always going to be represented by people with money. And she just like totally trashed this white guy who was just like sitting there being stupid. She's like, well, that's not true. No, and he just sounded like a fucking jackass. But anyways, so that was, I don't know what popped up on my page. It was great. It was great. I shared it. Anyways, so oh, Coolidge, Halloween. It's the witch theme this year, and I'm just imagining like one year they had someone in the what's the one with the flower queen and the guy there?
Hereditary.
Yes.
No.
The other one.
Summer.
Midsummer. So yeah. So with that count, it's a witch.
Interesting. Because also at here he had for vampires twice actually. Not Vampire Month, and then for one year when it was vampires, he had the Descent, and he always argues that it's a vampire, which I think is interesting. But the point is, he's very loose with these rules, so it's what his interpretation of
which is fair. He's
I
putting
like
it on,
I
and I appreciate Mark's doing all the work. Well, Mark and his people. But it is a great movie. Anyway,
I think
so
even Rosemary's Baby, you could argue if that's a witch movie or not.
It is witches. All them.
Yeah, it's a line right from the movie.
They are witches.
Well, I think a lot of people would say they're. But whatever, no, it's
But
great.
at that time, that was the.
A witch isn't necessarily the old people with the big long nose and words.
No, in that time, though, there was not people talking about one Wiccan. There wasn't that. It wasn't a thing. It was in culture at the time. It was witch is Satan. Just like in Salem witch trials, witch is Satan. So for that was appropriate. Equal things.
Now we're back in those days. I said we're back in those days, but we'll go.
Well, that's a whole thing. So, yeah, I'm wondering about the costumes. There's going to be, gotta have to be costumes.
Yeah, I think most people chose Witch, with the Witch of the West, which is really cool, but I don't know if that really fits. I mean, a costume would be great. I'm saying that they would show the movie. I'm not sure that's it.
Maybe they should show that in a second. But
I mean, I love the movie. I don't.
Probably just get
the witches. Yeah. I like witches.
But that, what is it, Hocus Pocus?
Yeah.
And I think
I'm usually the only person who doesn't like it. Yeah, they do. Everyone does. I know Trista Robinson up there. It's one of her favorites. I always felt bad. I just stayed silent. She talked about it. I don't want to.
Not for me. It's not. I won't say it's bad. It's just not. It's clearly good enough for like bajillions.
I think a lot of people from a certain generation really like. I'm a little younger.
Really? I think we were just weird.
Yeah, I didn't really know it was so beloved until I was on the internet.
Yeah, it's crazy. I remember you must have been there. We went to go to Coolidge for a midnight showing, and it was like some uber creep film, like Driller Killer or some crazy shit like that. And there's a huge line, same as when it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This huge line went all the way down the alleyway towards the parking lot. Like, holy shit, there's so many people. Maybe it's Maniac. So many people here.
Maniac was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
So.
Because there was someone out there, and I thought they were dressed as Jason. I was like, that's cool. I mean, it's the wrong movie, but whatever. And then here they were. I don't know really anything about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but it's like a character with the hockey mask.
It's Casey Jones. Casey Jones, and goes after people with a hockey stick.
Trouble ahead, trouble behind. Don't you know that notion just crossed my mind?
So it ended
What's that have to do with the guy from
line
Teenage Mutant Ninja
Hocus Pocus. And it was sad, but funny.
Yeah. They gotta sell tickets, I guess.
Yeah. We got to put out some more horror stuff. Although I haven't been. So.
When I talked earlier about, I like a lot of Korean horror movies. That's one of them. Train to Busan is excellent.
I've never seen it. I don't know why. It's not on purpose. I think I'm just so zombied out.
Yeah,
So it's like every time I'm like, maybe, but it's zombie.
Yeah, it's a different take on zombies. Where it's a traditional take on zombies in a lot of ways, but it's on a train, and also where if this was an American movie, there'd be all these guns, so you could kill the zombie in the head. But in it's a Korean movie, and so none of the people are there's not police on the thing. So none of the people have guns. So you have to deal with all the zombies without firearms. Which is very bizarre that they're doing an American remake, because I'm just like, it's just going to be like a regular zombie movie at that point. I don't really see what difference.
So I need to watch it.
I love it though. Then they made a sequel. I didn't like it at all. It's like it's got so much action and it's really whacked out. I don't know. It's so different than Train to Busan. I wasn't really.
What was the one that we saw?
I think they made a prequel to an animated one. Troy really likes. I've not seen it.
No, it was a zombie one we saw. It was more, maybe it's more of a. Oh, it's the one where you get bit or whatever and you turn into like a killer.
Oh, I love that. The Sadness.
Yes, that one.
That one was weird. I love it. That was one of my favorite movies that year. But I assume the writer director was Asian, and then I had him on the show, and he was this white guy from Canada.
Speak no evil. So I don't even know, Joe, what that is. Because Speak No Evil, I think of Gene Wilder,
right? Yeah,
Richard Pryor. Yeah. I don't even know if it's all of that, but that's what I think of. So sorry, Joe. Joe, you're way more knowledgeable. And Neal to be honest.
Oh wow, it's popping up. Last Voyage of the Demeter starts soon. In a half hour.
It's plenty of time.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you were somewhere eating or whatever.
It was in my top 13 last year. That's right.
What's up?
So Joe's going to join us this week for the Addams Family filmmakers. Where the Devil Roams.
Yeah, I need to see that before. Is that a screener? Yes, I need to see it. Sure. I heard from Joe that it's amazing.
Yeah, and he's a lot meaner than us. And he gave it 5, which is like, that would be like a 10 on our scale.
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to it. I'm very distracted by the crime.
I just have to look over the poll.
So in Salem's Lot, oh my lord, you want to hear about something different? If you heard it, you heard the audiobook, and there's like a scene early on where there's a mom with her baby and she starts punching it.
It's been a while since I read it.
God, it's really upsetting. I don't like. Sometimes something
I'd be
so
weird.
silly.
More weirded out. I love it when they're beaten down, baby.
It was a Stephen King story, but it's really upsetting. And she's like trying to feed it. It's very upsetting.
It's one of my favorite King.
Oh, someone's being loud. Some crazy dude over there screaming about babies, like yelling about babies. Some of these people.
Yeah, you never know.
Some of these people. Maybe he's a fortune teller.
All right, so we're gonna head on out.
Yeah, I guess so. I feel like there was something. Oh, Joe, you are really mean man. About this Thursday.
Oh yeah.
7 p.m. EST today. What day is that going to be? The 16th?
13th?
No, I think it's the 16th. Let's check it out.
I think that's the 13th. 17th, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, 17th. 17th.
Yeah, we're going to be interviewing Diane Franklin early in the day. That'll be recorded. And then 7 p.m. It might be 5 after start time.
Are we going to do live?
If she's up for it. if he's up for it, that would work out better. We could just go live early and then go right into. Yeah, I'll ask if she's cool.
We'll see. But Adam's Family, 7 p.m. ish. Just stay tuned, just like this right now. Yeah, it'll get posted. Just
it'll be live, and then you can check it out if you do miss it. But come live, you can send in questions or comments during the show.
Over the screen. Demeter.
It's the Last Voyage of. Yeah. So Javier Botet.
Yes.
Plays Dracula, and I'm excited.
That's
former guest on the show. He's a really cool guy. Love it. I remember getting him on the show. He was all about coming on, but it was actually 2 or 3 years before he finally got him on because he's always so busy. Hello. Tails a wagon. He was so excited. Yeah. He's all excited about seeing everything.
Very excited. She's walking nice. Yeah, 7 p.m. every week, except for some of the weeks this month.
Yeah, so this will be the last live show for a couple weeks, but we'll be back. We might, we're going to try to do some live, right? Yeah, we'll try to do that. I'm sure we'll do at least once or twice.
Yeah. Someone said they were sorry. I think I made a face too.
Yeah, I was just startled by it. Very loud.
Yeah, it's like, oh.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Right.
Yeah. What's happening?
Right, it's child's
Yeah.
off.
So ever since I heard about this movie, I've been excited. Last Voyage of Demeter. I like the idea. So hopefully I'm not setting myself up for disappointment.
So seeing the trailer in the theater here.
And I like that they've kept the trailers very brief.
Yes.
See, honestly, if you didn't know the story to begin with, maybe you wouldn't know exactly what that was. Yeah. I like. So, and Annabelle's brought up. I don't know if he's the
monster.
The monster is bad. Yeah, the whole movie or what?
Or is he sometimes
more human,
charming, human form Dracula? Maybe he's a mist at times. Maybe he's a wolf. Maybe he's fat. We don't know. It's Dracula.
Maybe he's a praying mantis. Like that really horrible 3D Dracula.
What? That really happened? Which movie was this?
It's by well, actually, great director, but it's terrible. But
yes,
Rutger Hauer.
Oh, really? But, so. So cute. All right, so we got a cute puppy, a cute child,
crying baby.
Balanced out, maybe it was fate. We've got a. He's like tapping on the window. These days. I think your mom is trying to get your attention.
Enjoy the next flick. Well, thank you, Joe.
So much. So we'll see you guys hopefully soon. All right. So we're out for now, and we'll see y'all soon. It's on here?
Right there.
Oh.
We weren't live yet. Hey, this is Nasty Neal.
This is Annabelle Lecter.
This is dinner.
And a couple movies.
Yeah, we reviewed the earlier one first,
yes,
which was Mad Fate. So
yes.
you go back and watch that. I might upload these together on Spotify as well.
Ah, very nice, very nice. So we just watched just now Last Voyage of the Demeter.
The Last Voyage of the Demeter, which I was really looking forward to.
As was I, because it's such a cool part of the story that no movie really ever covers. You know, I remember in Bram Stoker's Dracula, it's a cool scene and there's like blood sprays, but it's very, very brief. But it implies, it suggests that this is like a rich story to be told. Right. And lo and behold, someone decided, hey, this is a rich story to be told.
I will say that the Netflix three episode series of Dracula, episode 2 is all about the boat.
Is it?
I think it's better than Last Voyage of the Demeter.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's very
all right, because
yeah,
it wouldn't be hard to be better.
Yeah, see, I wasn't sure what you thought because I
sucked.
Yeah, this was a huge disappointment. It's almost like a pointless movie to me because like you set up the first scene is that there's no survivors, and anyone who knows, they even tell you it's from Dracula, so you know Dracula's gonna live, and then so it's like, well, there's got to be some big twist, or this is gonna be totally badass to make the point of the movie. And I was like, well, what the hell is the point of this movie? I'm watching it. And by the end, I guess it's just to set up a possible franchise or something.
I mean, if you're familiar with the story, you know everybody's dead, and you know.
But even if you weren't, they started the scene with that, basically.
Yes. Yeah, I guess maybe they think people go on it. Well, I don't know, but yeah, it was really bad. It was just a straight up formulaic movie. Like you could probably plot out a timeline of here's where the plot points will fall. There's going to be, the kid's going to die, the old man you're going to like fall in love with, and he's going to die, and they're going to have some kind of romance between the man and the woman. This, like, all very, very predictable things. And I think I don't think I would have liked it no matter what, but following Mad Fates, and in my mind, contrasting how unique and original, and they don't spoon feed you the story. It's like you kind of have to.
Yeah, even the main guy, like it's set up. He's well educated, and he's going to be on the boat with like, the working dude. So he's probably going to contrast with everybody, which is exactly what happens. And then they go through all the trouble too to make sure he's the doctor, he's smart, and right away he figures out when there's going to be some spoilers. We won't spoil the whole movie, but like some stuff that's early on is they find the girl that Dracula's feeding on, and so he's like, let's give her a transfusion.
And it just so happens to have stuff for transfusion in his small bag because everyone on a ship is going to possibly need to have a transfusion. Yeah. When would that happen?
Right, his little first aid kit.
No, I mean, I guess maybe, but I would think there'd be more like maybe you need a bone saw if someone's gonna like lose a leg,
right? And especially
and
that
like
era.
Alcohol and like that seems like a very atypical thing for a doctor on like walking around and doing a journey. I don't know. Maybe that's me. That's me.
But still, so they set that up, and at this moment in the movie, it cures her. So
she's just she's just a person's.
So they establish that, and then not too long after that, it's actually went right after that. Really, this other guy gets bit, and for some reason they don't do any of that. They're like, well, we just found out that this cures her. Maybe we should try it on this guy. And then what made me even more mad was immediately after that, someone else gets bit, and they do the transfusion on him.
Do you know how tired I am of people banging their head on shit?
And why does Dracula need to smash people's faces in? Like with that, don't just bite people? It honestly is pretty boring too.
Yes. Ugh. The animal deaths were lame.
Is this rated R? Because it's
no way.
Guys, it's like I think it's PG-13, which I'm not against a PG-13 movie, but this movie really needed to be R. I think and maybe it would have been a little better. I think if it was R, because like the kills are very tame and repetitive.
I don't know. I don't think because the story itself was boring. So
Yeah,
I don't know
I
if you could
actually,
fix that with.
I honestly was getting bored watching it, and it's, I'm not bored. I wasn't bored watching Oppenheimer. That's 3 hours.
This was a good movie.
Yeah, right.
All right, let's see.
The captain's like, he's like a lot of good actors in it, but it's just not.
Oh yeah, I love that captain.
Yeah.
I can't remember the guy's name. He's in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, he's like born for this kind of role.
Yeah. Oh, we got Joe.
Joe.
We got Pepe.
Wow, completely unexpected.
I did change my hair color. Thank you, Pepe.
Completely unexpected review.
It's
Annabelle
R.
changed her hair.
It's rated R.
Wow, I'm very shocked actually.
That's
just thinking about that BBC production beauty. Yeah, if people have never seen the Dracula 3-episode series on Netflix, it's I love it. I love it. Yeah. Some people hated the third one. Right. I actually love the third one. So the first one is is like this where like nuns stay. A
nunnery.
Yeah, we'll say the nunnery.
And nunnery.
And Dracula's trying to get in.
A convent?
A convent, yeah. And so Dracula's trying to get in, and they go by the old rules, that he can't come in until he's invited, and so that's that whole episode is right there. And the episodes are an hour and a half, so or maybe 2 hours, either an hour and a half, 2 hours, like a whole movie. And then the second episode is all the ship.
Oh.
The whole episode, which is really an hour and a half movie.
That's pretty sweet.
And it's much better than this. And then the third one, a lot of people, and I think they lost a lot of people. I personally loved it. Is set in modern day. They skip centuries.
But everybody's seen that story.
Yeah,
like
I
agree. A million times.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved all three.
Yeah, that's really cool because the story on the boat wasn't really told. The first story, I guess, they have to establish.
Right. Yeah, but they do it different. It's not like it does have the Renfield character and stuff, but it's set up differently. There's no Renfield in this either.
Well, he wouldn't be there.
Isn't he on the boat? He's on
the boat.
He's in Dracula, England. But yeah.
Yeah, he's in England. He's a scientist. Oh, he was the person who. It depends on.
Oh, right.
If you go to the like Nosferatu, he was the guy that did selling.
Right.
But that could be John Harker, and so, anyways, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
In my mind, I know what's.
Dracula, like, sometimes looks cool, sometimes not so much. I think, when they're really going for the Nosferatu look honestly more like Salem's Lot look, which is great. It looks really cool then. And as the Bat Creature looks cool, but honestly, I think it needed more Dracula.
More Dracula, like human form Dracula?
Well, just at all. But I also think because they established he does. I don't want to get too much, but it's almost like he is just a straight up beast in this.
That's what I was actually hoping would happen because, I mean, I like the idea of fucking all doing their wheelies. Liam Cunningham, the actor, you mean the Game of Thrones guy?
Yeah.
He's so sorry if you. Hopefully, if you're as fun. Rowdy youth and their wheelie bikes.
What's this be going in a circle? Or?
Yeah, probably. Whatever.
It's totally badass.
So, the Beast. I thought that would be cool when there was a trailer and you see like the beastie form for a moment. Like that would be cool because there's so many where he's like this.
Right.
Oh, I'm a sexy vampire, and I'm gonna like. And I've seen plenty of sexy vampires.
I love Nosferatu, which is more than just the straight up monster.
Yes. So. I actually think there's too much of everything. I think it could have been subdued. There didn't need to be so many stupid, predictable, it's like, oh, this is meaningful. Listen to these lines. They're so meaningful and deep. And like
if
all
you're
these
gonna do
beast shots.
Dracula, I want to see Dracula ripping people apart.
Yeah, but you really don't. And it was rated R, and he was like just chewing out big chunks out of animals in the beginning.
Yeah, I think the animal ones are more graphic than the human ones.
They're
And then when the humans come, it's really just him jumping at him and biting him on the neck, and then
it's very bland.
or smashing their heads against stuff.
Well, the one guy who turns all vampire-y, he's going after the kid. He like started smash because the kid's got him locked out, and then he's trying to smash his way in with his head. I'm like, I'm done with people smashing their heads.
He's basically like a dumb zombie guy. But and then I didn't even understand it. So he smashed into the door, he breaks the door apart, starts to reach in to unlock it, and then he just stops for no reason and just stands there. And I didn't understand why.
He had cheesy lines to say. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The prediction: Captain will be one of the last. His grandson will probably kill him. Almost.
Right. Yeah. This is what I was referencing, because that's also the movie Renfield, which is a direct sequel to the 33 Dracula, where Renfield's the survivor on the Demeter.
Some cheesy lines.
Because then they show him doing his hysterical laugh when he's in the bottom of the ship.
Some cheesy lines that will come up later about understanding life. Immediately knowing like the main characters who will die, who will live.
Well, that one they set up. It's the main guy says something. It's like, "What do you want out of life?" And he's like, "I just want the world to make sense."
Oh.
And it comes back later. I told the captain I wanted this to make sense because blah blah blah.
Yeah, like his backstory. I actually think it's capitalizing on like Black Lives Matter stuff. To be honest, I feel like there's capitalizing on that because they give that part of the story, which is a totally fine part of the story, but I feel like it's someone just gave me capitalists the Pride Month, Gay Pride Month, LGBTQ Pride Month, and that there are all these companies that like rainbow everything under the sun. It's not because they actually give a shit, it's to have a selling point, and that is what this felt like. It didn't feel real. I didn't feel that at all. It just seemed like everything was forced. Everything was to make a sale. It was just lame as hell. What else I have in here? Head smashing is old news. Oh, why hunt Dracula at night?
That was the thing I thought. Well, that's I'm glad you brought that up because so they go and hunt where he sleeps at night for some reason.
Dirt.
And why they have to have like 40 giant crates of dirt. Well,
because they do. No, because they bring the dirt is crucial for him to have for his vampire companions.
So either way, they find they find where he sleeps, and they're like, so it's the big revelation. We found where the devil sleeps, the evil sleeps. But they're doing it at night, so he's not there. And then they never go back to it.
But even if they try to go there,
well, why don't they go back during the day?
Exactly.
Once they found it at night, when they'd be like, well, now we'll go back during the day and kill him.
You'd think they'd be like, oh man,
or go back during the day.
Let's go hide in a room together, barricade ourselves in, and then in the day, let's go out and find Dracula.
And what was the point even? What was even the point? What were they going to do? They knew he wouldn't be in there at night. They find it, and then there's no follow-up. So either they hit, even if they don't kill him, go back and try, or even go back and throw all those out into the ocean.
Oh, something. I don't care about spoiling this movie. It's so stupid. Everything is so fucking predictable. It doesn't matter. So if you don't want spoilers, just change the channel. In my opinion.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
So the little boy, big shock, dies before his loving grandfather. You just have to assume there's some terrible story, some tragedy that made this captain take his grandson aboard the scary ship.
When you left momentarily, they set the story up where the captain's going to retire. This is his last voyage. He's leaving the ship to his mate. And the reason is he promised his daughter or wife, or whatever, that he was going to take Toby and was not going to raise him on a ship, and he was going to go live on a little island off in Ireland.
Oh,
with Toby.
So he was okay. So that is weird. He promised his dying daughter.
Yeah, I don't think even.
Why would he take her child? So with this tragedy.
Yeah.
Ugh. So Toby becomes a vampire, of course, and
that was like. There was no shock to that at all because so he's dead, and they already established that the other guy who got bit became the vampire. So it's not even like the first vampire. And they're gonna go throw him out to sea. And then, you know, the captain's like, wait, I saw him move. And it's like, well, geez, I wonder where this is going.
You already knew how. I can't see how people would not know it anyways. It's like, of course he's going to become a vampire. And I thought, you know, the chances were he was going to turn his grandfather into some tragedy where the boy attacks grandfather, and because it's so sad.
And they actually hinted at something that might have been interesting, where Dracula is like, he's trying to tempt him, like, I'll bring Toby back if you help me. That's actually captain. The captain. That's actually interesting, but it's like one line. They could have done, you know, he could have been, instead of throwing him out in the sea, they could have had the little vampire kid, you know, trying to tempt the grandfather, like, I'm keeping him alive. Like I'm keeping him. I've got to, you know, I know he's not, you know, and everyone's like, he's not Toby, but I know it's been done before, but at least it would have been something. Yeah, it would have been, exactly. It would have been something. It would have been something. It was nothing. It was cheap. You know, during the daytime, and Toby's in his little shroud, and the captain's like, oh, and then he rips it open because he's so sure, and then he's a vampire, and he starts to burn, and then he burns Grandpa, and then he gets thrown into the ocean. Now, he's not totally burnt up. Yeah, he's the boy. He's like kind of burnt. His eyes are still there. And I'm like, well, why doesn't this become like freaking Zombie 2? Yeah, and there's just like this little vampire. He could be feeding on fish. Yeah, and then it's a way to make the movie creepier and stuff. That'd be a little kind of ridiculous. I don't know. I'd like it. At that point, I was like, well, that would be entertaining. Yeah. Well, then it could be kind of Evil Ed, where he's got the big burn on him on his head. Yes. Oh, that was another thing actually I don't like about the movie, is that the crosses have no value whatsoever. Yeah. Even people with faith. Yeah, I don't like that, because if you have evil, I'm not even a religious guy, but if you establish there's evil, satanic evil, right? There has to be a good too. Otherwise, like, there has to be something, because there's constant mentions of him being the devil, and everyone's going to hell, and he's from hell, and they show the crosses over and over. So I thought a couple times, oh, the cross is going to actually keep him away here. Yeah. I thought maybe Toby, because Toby has the cross, does nothing. And then there's the big scene with the captain, and he's like, I revoke evil or whatever. Yeah. And it's just completely worthless. Was it? It wasn't reject. Well, whatever. It was basically, I reject you. And it didn't matter. But it pissed me off. So Toby burnt Grandpa. And then Grandpa, I know he's like a tough old sailor, but he's like, his hands are all burnt. His whole fucking face is burnt. He's got like the captain's log, and he's going through this paper. I'm like, I would not be touching anything if my hands were burned. Just burned to like, I would not be like, like, ah! It's like his like raw flesh is showing. Yeah, it's just crazy. He's in. It's just weird. It's like he's in no show pain, and I know he's in mourning or whatever, but like his head's all pretend to be in pain, which I can't blame on him. Because I think he's a fantastic actor. Yeah. So, yeah. So I just feel like that was total missed opportunity to have him do a better job. Now, I see a whole bunch of people over here. Let's see what we got here. Dang, look at all of you chat. All right, we got a hello. Hello. Is it me you're looking for? Liam, Dracula. Always Dracula is awesome. The 1933 Dracula is the only survivor of the Demeter. Yeah, Renfield. That's what I mentioned earlier. Yeah. He's down in the basement, which is the Renfield movie. When it has a direct sequel, they recreate that scene. Brian, I appreciate you saying I like spoilers. Yeah, Brian, flattery. Well, flattery will get you everywhere. Every Demeter. Screw Grandpa. Yeah. So true. Yeah. Burn hand paper. Yeah, imagine that. That'd be horrendous. Yeah, I mean, it would just be easy. Like, I don't know. There wasn't much that I dug in this. There was nothing I dug in this. Like, it was just anything that was kind of okay. I knew it wasn't going to get better. Like, I knew it was just going to be disappointment instant. Now, I know that
Like there was definite had to be some CGI on this vampire.
Yeah, because they say it's all practical effects,
There's
but
no
I
way in
don't
the
think
world.
so.
Like just
Even just
the
his movements
face
and
and
stuff
shit.
didn't look like.
Yeah, I mean he
And the
like
fire was clearly.
Gollum
I think
is there's
I
an
think the
actor
burnt
there.
stuff was CG. Honestly,
Yeah.
on the captain.
Oh.
But I mean, obvious the fire was obviously CG.
Oh yeah. So I don't know. It blew.
Yeah,
I was so disappointed.
I was too. Like,
so I don't know. Someone somewhere.
I don't even know what the point. What I mean, because you established right away the opening scene that everyone died, and I know someone lived, but I don't know. It's just like you're watching this movie, everyone's gonna die. So what's
Yeah, but I mean that's fine. I think the point would be just to tell the tale of how everyone dies, because that could be really interesting.
Well, that's what I was saying. That's the first thing. So if you do that, you have to really make something like, because there's no like guessing, like, oh, I wonder if they're gonna kill Dracula. Wonder if who's gonna live here. So you have to do something like really either some big
Clever.
giant twist, clever, or just make it really just a badass, like a bunch of slasher Slaughterfest of the, because he's a beast in this, and it's set up a spoiler. It's really set up, I think, to make a franchise out of this. And from this, it seems like he's going to be more. He's still like weird looking, but probably more human because he's got the cane and he's dressed and stuff. So make this one your totally beast slasher.
Yes. So I'm wondering, is this doctor, this dude,
is
like
he
supposed to be like exactly like a Van Helsing? He's spoiler, he survives.
Yeah.
And he's like in a bar in London, and then woo, who's that? Someone touched my neck. Huh. And because Dracula left him with a scar. Ooh, slice. Ooh, slice.
And it was weird to me because before that scene, I was like, why did they even find the cane like in that? Because why would this? Why would this? But why would this big bat beast? Well, I mean, they found
it preparing for the future.
I know, but they didn't establish he was that for a while. So I was just like, man, if he's just a beast, then he's got a cane. But then it set up the end.
Well, yeah, if you know the story,
I do know the story. He
can't just be wandering the streets naked.
Well, he couldn't be wandering the streets looking the way he was either.
No, but he could be like, once he drinks all the blood off of all the people, then he can change his forms. Like he became mist at the end. I was wondering, like, is he going to be a mist? Is he going to be bats? Is he going to be wolves? What is it going to be?
I know he had a hat and clothes on, but if anyone saw that guy sitting there, they'd be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
They'd be like, "Hey, sir, you want your?"
Yes, he's got like glowy eyes. Maybe he was obfuscated and only that one guy could see him, but like in I don't know how much you remember Bram Stoker's Dracula, but he's like walking in the streets,
right?
And then Nina's out there, and he's just like, "See me," and she's like, "Oh," and no one else notices him. So it was dumb. If you wanted to see a popcorn flick, I would say this counts as popcorn flick.
Yeah.
So if that's what you want, if you didn't have your hopes up, like this is going to be an amazing Dracula
I definitely had my hopes up.
The trailer was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't serious. I thought it would be like a really dramatic, like gory and dramatic. I just expected more. So maybe just don't expect anything, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, I was this is one of the biggest letdowns for me in a while.
Yeah.
And it's not even like the worst movie I've ever seen or anything. It's not what I expected. And it's just not for such a rich story, source material, and for something that has many like versions, you have to do something really cool with it.
I guess some people would think it is. Because it's like kind of comic booky-ish in a way, because it's so.
Commercials made it look real. I agree. Commercials made it look really good, and I thought the commercials really hit a lot of stuff. But honestly, the commercial basically shows what you see of the beastie Dracula.
Yeah, I think, but that was this whole thing, Brian. Like, I remember first seeing the trailer. We were seeing some movie at the theater, and it was like, holy shit, this is gonna be amazing. And once you set people up for that, kind of have to deliver. And that's the thing. They set themselves up for that. Like if they showed more of the characters, I think my expectation would have been very different.
Right. We
You know,
thought
you've
it was
gotten
more
a sense of it. Yeah, you would have. I think you would have had more of a sense of this is a lighter film and not so much of horror. It was pop horror, I would say. So, Pepe, once burned the skin of your left hand with a gasoline fire. How the hell did you do that? Gasoline fire. How did it even happen?
The hair's also very good. I don't think he means
I do
Dracula.
it myself.
Yeah.
As I always say, because it's always true. Yeah.
I busted out my Dracula shirt.
I got my Mia shirt. She is. We watched that Asian horror. Hong Kong Asian horror, even it's Japanese. I don't have any Hong Kong versions. And she's very vampire-like.
Yeah.
I said that earlier, but for anybody who didn't see it earlier, I think Tamia is very, very vampire-like. She seduces, and she's a monster who has multiple forms, and she's a killer. She manipulates people to kill them. She draws off of control. She's really horrible. She's so evil. It's hard to like her, to be honest, because she's so evil. But she's a great character. The stories are excellent.
It's weird that I think the most interesting part of me was just the idea of like the ship, even without Dracula. I was like, well, it's kind of interesting. They have all these livestock. It's like how big the ship has to be to really like support like a crew and everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's kind of cool. They have a bunch of livestock, which they're going to use for food as they're out there.
Why would they? Here's a real spoiler. Get ready for this. Just cover your ears if you don't want to hear about the dog. The dog. Why did they kill the dog and the animals at the same time? I would think they would have.
Yeah, you kill the dog.
Paced it.
Yeah.
Why not have maybe all the animals die that you don't give a shit
about? That's a good point because they kind of messed that up themselves at the end when they say that he was rationing the crew. That's why he didn't kill all the crew at once. He was doing one a night to live off of. I'm not really sure how he was going to live just off her for the whole trip. Because she kind of says
the plan was that he would live on the whole trip and just pick them off.
Well, so she said the only reason he came out was because they saved her. Like he was just, I think they were saying he was just going to live off her the whole time, which didn't make a lot of sense to me. But
no sense.
But either way, the point they said he's rationing out the crew at the end. That's why he's killed one at a time. Like you said, then why kill off all the animals? And really, it probably should have been the dog first, because
to be like, oh, the dog.
Not only that, it would make sense because that's also your first. You're right.
Yeah.
And that's before he's too powerful, so he takes that out, so they don't find him when he's at his weakest. Mm-hmm. And then he could start surviving on the animals, and maybe not just they just all die at once. Like they start to die, and it's like, what's going on here? And then when he's done with them, then it's the people.
Because they do question, like, is this a disease that killed the animals? Yeah, it's a disease that rips their fucking throat out. That disease. Stop it. Like that should be right there. Like a prime example of how dumb this movie is. Was it a disease?
Well, that's such a bad part of because so when they find the stowaway, the girl, he's like, I'm gonna give her the transfusion and save her, and then the guy gets bit, and they're like, he's got some weird disease, and they just established that they did the transfusion on her, and at the time it cured her. And then immediately after that, the kid gets bit, but then they do the transfusion on him.
Yeah, right.
It's like, well, why did you not care about this other dude? And why? It's like that makes no sense that they wouldn't do it on him or wouldn't think of it.
No sense, because it's not like there's
the
plenty
first
of people
and the
that
third
donate blood.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So many unknowns and never knowns. It really is a mystery. Maybe
it's not a well-made movie. No.
What do we got over here? We got some stuff. We got some
zombies rule.
Zombies can be pretty great. Pepe, I poured gas on hot coals. Ooh, the fumes ignited and made a fire trail. Damn. Holy shit. When I threw the can out, my hand, gasoline got on my hand. about a minute to smother my hand up with my shirt. Holy shit, dude, that fucking sucks. I hope your hand is okay, because that sounds shit. Oh, wrong one. That's awful. I had my hand burned once by refried beans.
Oh, really?
And it was not, I'm sure, not like a gasoline thing. The stupid restaurant. All right, here I am working, line cook. The microwave was above my head. That is not where microwaves go. Microwave, because you know what happens? You put it up, you take it out. Guess what? You can spill shit real easy picking it up over your head. So I pulled it out and hit the lip, and I got it all over my hand, and I got this huge bubble. So gross. It was like, it was so gross. Anyways, like a blue steak.
That's like, you know, even rarer than rare.
Oh yeah. Dumb fucking movie. When you uncovered your hand. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's another burn I had. That was a restaurant, different restaurant. So I was cleaning down the grill. So you have grill cleaner, which is highly caustic and horrible. You scrub, and I burnt my arm. You saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looked like something tried to eat me.
Yeah,
it was like
really
this huge. Yeah, because I babied that shit. Now you can't even tell that.
I think that's some of the it might not have been when we first met, but some of the early things I had this burn on my hand. It's like a little triangle.
What's that from?
And it was from the grill, and that's also when I burnt the hair
you
off.
Lost your hair and it didn't come back,
and it never
right?
grew back on that. And then my hair never grew back on my legs after the surgery.
That's fine.
Yeah, so I have hair like
have a surgery.
A hair above my knee, but not below it.
Huh?
But it's not big deal.
Smooth Neal Jones.
Yeah, it's better than all the whacked out veins. So.
Yes. Yeah, you don't want whacked out veins if you can help it.
Right.
What else we got here? Written by Amber Heard.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that means.
Amber Heard. That name is really familiar.
Yeah, I actually thought it was someone that listens to the show. That's Amber, somebody else. I'm not sure who Amber Heard is.
Amber Heard. I know that name. Shit the bed. Amber Heard. I gotta look this person up. I have to. Or you can also share. But let me show you here. Overly dramatic. Yeah, waiting for the doctor woman to have a sexy moment. They had a love moment. Ocean. Everything's set up. Characters. Oh, snot, spit, and tears make a believable movie. Do you know that's what sells emotion? People, this guy had a like big boogie hanging out when it was a really emotional moment. The tough guy, he cried. Spit when the girl was talking. Like, do you like water people up for spit in the mouth? That movie sucked. It makes me mad.
Yeah, it was not good. So how many severed heads? I'm gonna go 2. I did not like it, but I've seen worse movies, and I feel like I probably would have not disliked it as much if I wasn't looking as forward to it.
Oh, it's a Johnny Depp girl.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the hell with her.
Yeah.
I'm not huge in Johnny Depp, but she is fucking crazy
I
bitch,
agree.
honestly. I don't like using that word, but she is. So yes. So I same because it's not a one. Because it is made well.
Yeah. He does look cool at times.
And the actors do what they're supposed to do. I don't.
Oh yeah, there's actually some
acting.
really quality actors in it.
Absolutely, and I think the acting itself is good. I think people do what they were paid to do.
Yeah,
right?
The
I think everybody does what
really
they're
good.
supposed to do.
His mate, I've seen in other stuff. He's in like everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first time I saw him, he plays Polka Dot Man in the Suicide Squad.
Oh.
He's great in it. It's like night and day Suicide Squad and the Suicide. I'm not sure which is which, but the James Gunn one's awesome and the other one's horrible.
The second one is the awesome one.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I didn't see that because the first one I was like, this is not.
No, I stopped watching it, and I kept telling my brother to watch the other one. He's like, I hated the other one. And he finally watched it, and he was like, oh yeah, it was really good.
So that movie sucked. before the Demeter. Well, what do we got here?
I'm just taking this off.
Yeah.
Damn, that sucks.
It's really unfortunate. But please, these are our opinions.
Right, you can still go check it out.
Check it out.
I've seen a lot of people liking it. My brother loved it.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. Different people like different things. Like I like pineapple on pizza, and a lot of people don't, and that's
yeah, that's actually
they're all dummies.
My brother doesn't like that either.
Pineapple and pepperoni. Amazing.
Yeah, I'm not big on the ham. I think it's just kind of bland, but pepperoni or bacon.
Bacon's a little too salty.
I think it was.
I like the spice of the pepperoni. But bacon's good. Better than ham, for sure. Way better.
Yeah, we did not like it, Craig. Pineapple rules on pizza. Facebook user agreed.
Yeah, it was exactly. It was well made. I like vampire movies. This was just. It wasn't what I expected. I think that's the biggest thing that was not what I expected. So.
Yeah, it's just not really.
Yes,
well.
pineapple does rule on pizza. 100%. More of a failed storyline.
I think it's just like really not necessarily a storyline, because storyline's pretty straightforward. It's a lot of cliched stuff and really big logic loopholes that I think would have been easily fixed. And
the actual storyline, whatever. I mean, I guess they try to, like Neal was saying, set it up for a sequel with this guy surviving.
They've been trying to launch a Dracula movie for a while.
It's failing a lot.
Yeah.
So we saw some trailers though.
Yeah, I loved the first time we saw the Exorcist trailer. This one I think was a different one. In the beginning I was not into. Then the end was a little more into it, but it gave me like, or maybe it's the second time seeing it and I didn't pay attention too much at the beginning. And I don't know. I'm gonna go see it for sure, but I don't know if it'll be good or not.
Yeah,
I don't like the guy's Halloween trilogies.
No, I remember the first time we saw it.
I think I didn't really pay attention till. Oh yeah.
Here goes.
I don't think I really paid attention to the trailer until the end. I think it's when the Exorcist music hit, and then like when they're showing like the quick cuts and stuff, it looks kind of cool, but. I don't know.
Yeah,
the setup
I'm not feeling as great about it. It's kind
of. And they've already announced it's a trilogy. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. I will try to take Demeter
not Demeter, Exorcist.
No. But I'm going to try to take Demeter as like to remind me to not get my hopes up.
Right.
Like Exorcist, these whatever they are.
That's what we said. We said the same thing once they found. What was even the point of going and finding it if they weren't going to go back to try to kill it? Even if they fail,
like that's fucking dumb as hell. Why try to kill Dracula at night? Because clearly all of the deaths are happening at night. I know they don't know it's Dracula, but they know the deaths happen at night.
But then they also established this is where it sleeps. So why don't they come back when it's asleep? Even if they, it makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
What was even the point of finding it? What were they going to do? Just nothing? Like, there's
just
where
wait
it's sleeping.
Until night. We'll wait for night.
And then it starts destroying the boat. Throw them all
open because the Dracula box had like a special system. You gotta like.
It's like a puzzle box.
But when they did that, it didn't matter. They found his fucking cane. Who cares?
Yeah, I guess all of it really the point was to set up the cane so you knew when you saw it later on the end.
So I guess
they could have failed going back and killing him. I'm fine with that, but at least like establish that there was some plan involved.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think about. All right, now I'm trying to think. So how could they have done it and had it make truly? Because you have to have this movie. There are these boxes on board, right? You've got a crew. It doesn't matter who the crew is. It doesn't matter if it's this crew, any crew, any.
I have an idea right away. Instead of going down, they could go down and try to kill him. That doesn't work. Then during the day, they throw him overboard.
But we can't do that.
Yes, they can, because then you think he's all gone, and then you find out him and Toby are underneath the ship.
Do they
Why
get rid of
not?
the dirt?
You can just get over. You just say, well, they don't throw them all away. They just throw away the one that his main one.
Why wouldn't they throw all of them away?
It's
They're
too
like,
much
fuck
work.
this guy.
Hmm?
Maybe they'd be scared.
Either way, you got to do something. They have to do something. They can't just look at it and just like, oh, I guess we'll never go back there again.
So if I had my drawing board, pretend this movie as it is does no exist. None
Either
of these
they don't
characters
go,
exist
they
at
don't
all.
find it, which is kind of stupid too. They would never even look at these things. But you find it, and then they go down and try to kill them.
Pause entirely.
Yeah.
Just take a step back from the story we just watched. Step back. So you saw another story about this. So maybe you have an idea.
Yeah, but they don't.
But forget the story we just watched. How, as if you were a writer, if you were a creator, how would you go from, all right, we've got this Dracula's in a bunch of boxes of dirt on a boat. We need him to slowly kill off the crew until that boat arrives in London. How do you do that without the crew figuring it out and killing Dracula? Because you can't have it. Obviously, you can't have it so they kill Dracula, and you have to have the crew slaughtered. So how can you do that in a way that makes sense? You feeling me?
Yeah. Okay, they do what they do, where they go down and they find the why they do it at night. I don't know, but whatever. Have that the end of the movie. Have that be the big standoff at the end of the movie. They go down to kill him. In the sunlight doesn't break through, so he still can fight him underneath the boat.
If I was to do the movie, I would have it be way more serious, where he's really a predator taking people out and they don't know how to find him at all. Like somehow Dracula's got to be able to hide effectively so that the crew doesn't know what the fuck is happening. Maybe he could.
Because everyone sees him.
Yeah, so, little buddy.
There he is, right there. It's Dracula's the rat. I'm going to have to go pretty soon, too.
So, what do we got here? I mean, we're basically just going to pitch out this Hawaiian pizza, pineapple rolls. It does exactly in pizza.
Yeah, either that been the end of the movie, they find him there, then they have the big showdown, or they go back. I don't know. There's ways to figure it out.
For this BS here. I'm not even going to put it on the screen. I'm not even going to recognize this comment about pineapple on pizza because it does belong there.
I'm half Italian.
And what?
I'm half Italian, and I say it works.
Thank you. I appreciate that. What do you think about, I don't know if you've got time, there's the Poor Things trailer?
I'm all about that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe?
Oh, no. I was thinking that's the Scorsese movie.
No, that looks so good. It's like something about the flower. That looks amazing.
If I just saw
Native Americans,
if I just saw the stills of Poor Things, I'd be like, hell yeah. But I don't know when I'm watching the trailer. I'm like, I don't know. I'm gonna watch it, but
yeah,
I think it's gonna be a failure. But it's either gonna be like it's gonna be bizarre, but it's either gonna be like bizarre and wild or bizarre and and nothing else going to happen.
Had William Dafoe fantasy probably.
I didn't know about the Ruffalo character
garbage.
when he's yelling Bella from like or Stella from like that's like.
Willem Dafoe looked all like
he looked awesome.
Crazy,
he looked great.
Patched together face was cool, but you can't just have Willem Dafoe and think the movie's gonna suck. We'll see what happens.
Right.
And then there was that creepy. I don't know if she was Indian, like Asian Indian, but she was very dark skin. She had thick dark hair, so from that area, and she was like super creepy. Had a jar. It was modern day. It was a classroom. It was probably like kids that were like 13 or so. Is it a different movie? Yeah. Oh, okay. Different movie. It was a trailer.
Oh yeah, the first one. One. Yeah. I can't remember what the name of it was, but it looked sort of like Boogeyman.
Yeah, that's right. I thought it looked cool. Like there's something in a jar, and the girl who has the jar. I'm just happy
there are some like horror stuff.
Backpack. Yeah. But it did look like a lot of other. I started seeing like things that were very similar to other.
With the eyes and the eyes in the closet.
You show a light and it's not there, and you put it down. It's there. But we'll see. I'll watch it.
Yeah, I'll watch it. Yeah. I'm happy that there's stuff coming out.
I like Bram Stoker's Dracula. It's a very flawed movie. There's some acting in it that's But Gary Oldman is amazing.
Gary Oldman's
it's
great in it.
beautiful, great soundtrack. So
And I'll be honest, there's some cool, like old school camera tricks, like fades and stuff, which is like in like the I forget what you call it when you have like
shadow puppets.
That's really cool,
Yes.
and also just the stuff on the vignettes. I think on the side,
Yes.
it's like some old cool like old like original movie camera tricks, which I think is kind of fun.
It's really beautiful. I think just some of the acting is.
Yeah,
Keanu Reeves,
Winona
Ryder.
Yeah, both of them are really bad.
Anthony Hopkins, I watched him again. He's way over the top.
He's very over the top.
When I was a kid, I was like, oh, he's great. But now,
I don't know if there's ever
very over the top.
I don't know if there's ever been a bigger contrast in acting between Gary Oldman and Keanu Reeves in it. It's like this like top notch, and then like what the fuck is this?
I don't know why they cast it like that. Maybe because they were hot.
Probably.
Winona Ryder and Keanu Reeves are just very popular at the time. It's a shame, but overall, I do love it. It's beautiful. It's just gorgeous. So Neal's gotta hit the road.
Yeah, hit the road,
hit the dusty trail. So
we'll be back Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday. Without Your Head. Follow Without Your Head for all the stuff. You can go to the website and get like it all. Facebook group. Not everybody's Facebook anymore, but you're probably old like
this. So follow us everywhere. We're everywhere, but we're primarily on the Facebook page and YouTube and Spotify are the three main things that I would like you to. YouTube's cool because everyone can see the comments, so that would be fun. Yeah. So all right, guys, nice to be here. And thanks, Joe Diablo Joe. He does reviews, and Todd Yeager. So check those out. There'll be some more when I get home. Excellent. Start trying to edit some. All right, guys. Good to be here, and we'll see you